Grind.
That's all I do, stack it up.
Grind.
That's all I do, stack it up.
Hey, welcome to Spaceland, you heard?
Yo, what up? What's going on? It's your boy Astronaut. We're somewhere in Spaceland, and I'm kicking it, honestly. It's an early morning, you feel me? So, I try to get my money early in the morning, doing a little Instacart here and there and shit, or, doing my other incomes. But, I feel like since I'm on the road of just talking about everything that I've been through, I'm gonna keep going. Every video, I'm gonna just try to do different shit, you know what I'm saying? So essentially, like I had said in the last episode, you feel me? I'm basically not on social media. I have been on social media, I want to say almost 6 months. Like, the only joint that I really been doing was YouTube. And I don't really consider that social media because you go on there to watch it. Like, you're not really talking to nobody. And it kind of gives me a peek to what's going on in the world without actually having to show my face. And I wasn't uploading anything either, so I kind of was just there incognito. But other than that, I ain't been on social media. Like, I haven't seen people that I've known. I haven't been in contact with nobody. I just been doing my own shit, right? And like I had said before, right? So it's crazy how damaging social media really has been to the world, because you really can't reflect as long as you're on it. And that's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got the most self-reflection when I got off social media and I got away from people. You know what I'm saying? And the craziest shit, yo, is like, I genuinely feel like a lot of what we go through is based off of who we surround ourselves with, right? Because, me per se, right? I'm a chill nigga. Like, I'm a chill nigga. Like, I'm not wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't be like running around acting crazy, trying to impress people and shit like that. Like, I'm very reserved, and I feel like I'm that way because of how people treated me in the past, essentially. But, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being just quiet, cool, calm, reserved and shit like that. I definitely don't be out trying to just impress motherfuckers. So I'm not going to act some way that I'm not. But, along my journeys, I always felt like I was running into people that I did not click with. You know what I'm saying? And it's no fault to anybody or no fault to me. But, I feel like when you start socializing, you start getting around people, it's almost without a doubt that you're going to bump into people that you should not be around, right? And the thing with me is that, I never really recognized it. I never really understood it. So it was like, there was a thing, right? So when I was living back in Virginia, which was only last year, I was for the most part by myself. You know what I'm saying? I was living on my own. I really didn't have any true friends. Like, I only had one true friend out there. I had a couple, but I wasn't hanging out with them all at the same time. Like, cause I was, kind of like moving around and shit. Like, I was really just doing my own shit. And, there was this impression, right? This impression that I was. So let me just tell you. Right? Since we had, I'm trying to talk my shit. I'm trying to get my shit off, right? So there was a group of people that I was around, and they weren't necessarily my friends. They were friends of my friend from New York, right? And you know what I'm saying? The thing is, like, I don't have a personal issue with none of them. And it's honestly, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't think much of them. You know what I'm saying? They was always friends of my homie. Like, so I always knew my place. And I'm that type of nigga. Like, I'm not going to pretend like you more of a friend than what you not. You know what I'm saying? I know my place. But so there was this impression that like that I was insecure. And you know what I'm saying? And I was just scared to talk to women, and I'm too nice and all of this crazy shit, right? Or I'm very emotional and shit like that. And it was like, I couldn't wrap my head around it, because it was like, it seemed off, you know what I'm saying? So let me tell you, right? So I'm gonna tell you this one joint, right? So there was one situation, like, feel me, there was this one nigga, and you know what I'm saying? And basically I'm with my mans, he's at this people's crib, and niggas is all sitting there. Everyone's sitting there chilling, cooling. And I forgot how the conversation went, right? But this nigga jumps up and basically essentially says, he's like, yo, I'm the realest nigga in the room. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, who says shit like that? So, you know, I was joking and I was like, oh, you know, I'm pretty authentic myself. And he looks at me and he goes, I don't know, you're very mentally unstable. And I'm just in my head like, whether that was true or not, which it wasn't, how does somebody come out and directly say that to somebody? You know what I'm saying? And it was little shit like that that came from a lot of those dudes, you know what I'm saying? And they essentially all acted the same. They had the mentality of kind of like competing with each other, like who got the biggest ego, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I didn't really understand it because for the most part, I was just there for my homie. Like, that was like my best friend, you know what I'm saying? So I said, fuck it, you know, I'd rather just kick it with the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because I know at the end of the day, I don't have no real personal attachment to these niggas. But I'm like, yo, and there was always situations like that where it was ego driven. Like, niggas are always trying to be better than the next person, you know what I'm saying? And for me, after I actually had the opportunity, so essentially the homie that I was cool with, me and him got into a little, not spat, but like a disagreement. I ain't really talked to him since. So essentially that was my way of getting away from all of them. And when I got into my little self-reflection mode, and I started doing my own shit, like, it made me essentially realize that people are always gonna have different impressions of you, but it's really about who you're around and who's gonna, you know, really be there for you and just for you, you know what I'm saying? Who ain't gonna be competing with you and shit like that. Because the truth about it is that a lot of them niggas have insecurities too, but they have too big of an ego to actually show that they do have them. They'd rather push that shit off and hide it and hide it and hide it. And see, I was never the type of nigga to hide my emotions or hide my, you know, behind an ego. Like, I felt like I'm gonna be me no matter what. And I feel like essentially it's more work to be something you're not than to just be who you are. So, you know, when I got away and I started realizing, I'm like, yo, like, the things that I struggled with really weren't real issues. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there are problems that I have to work on, but the people that I was surrounding myself with essentially heightened those issues to make them more than what they really were. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if anybody got a real support system around them and a real team around them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those things can be worked out. A lot of the shit you're going through can be worked out. But essentially, when you around people who consistently take jabs at you and try to tear you down whatever chance they get, it's like you're not going to feel like you can grow as a person, because every time you try to grow, a nigga is knocking you down, and essentially you just trying to be around and, you know, be your true you, you know, because let's be real, all right, let's be real. Even with me saying this, right? Like I said, I've been in the crib, I stayed home, I don't go out, I ain't talk to nobody, you know, I ain't talk to no women for real. Like, I just stayed home and just was on my shit, right? Like, the thing is, even I wanted to socialize, even I wanted to be out, but the reality of it is that I had to prioritize figuring myself out on my own before going out, because, you know, if you don't really know who you are, essentially you gonna make the same mistakes. So I'm like, nah, fuck that. Cause, you know, and his peoples weren't even the only ones. Like, I dealt with all kinds of bullshit, just fucking with the wrong people, niggas who just genuinely weren't there for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that shit fuck you up, because you gotta socialize. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna run a business, work a job, you're gonna essentially leave the house, you gotta socialize. I mean, when you even go out to buy food, you gotta talk. Like, you gotta talk to motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, you know, when I came back to New York and I really was able to be alone and just be on my shit, all I could think about was what people said to me, not essentially what I was dealing with, right? And I'll give you another example, right? This is the same nigga, by the way. And I'm not going to say names because, like I said, the shit's behind me. But, you know, I do want to tell these stories to provide lessons. And, like, hopefully I can give insight to anyone that's catching these episodes. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I can inspire one person, then I'm cool with this shit. Like, I ain't no Kevin Samuels. I'm not, like, you know, any of those type of guys in the manosphere. Like, I'm a car nigga. You feel me? I build cars. So that's where my heart is. My heart really isn't into trying to shapeshift people and shit. But if I can inspire, then I can inspire. So, but anyway, so all right. So there was this thing, right? Like, and I've had this thing with me for years, right? Maybe it's because I had both parents in the crib, and essentially, like, even that relationship wasn't perfect. But you know what I'm saying? I grew up on the dynamic of, you feel me, dealing with one person, you know what I'm saying? You know, building with someone, not necessarily having multiple partners and jumping around from person to person to person. And even in today's world, that seems crazy as fuck. That seems more riskier than anything. So when I was living on my own, like, I really took my time with them because I wanted to build memories with chicks, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't the type of nigga to go out and be talking to 10 different bitches. Like, I did shit like that back in, like, high school. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't even like 10. Like, I probably talked to like 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you know, I got tired of that shit because to me it's stressful, you know what I'm saying? Having to please multiple women at once. And, you know, for me personally, like, I'm not with the hit quit type shit. Like, and I'm not saying that to try to, like, pander. Like, it's really just not me. Like, I don't, you know, I don't know. I'm just not into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if I'm going to be hitting a chick, like, I kind of want to know her, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, even now that probably sounds like some simpery, but it's really like, I don't do it to try to elevate a woman. Like, I do it in the sense of, like, you know, like I said, just building memories, building relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with my business, like, I feel like I'd rather have business relationships than just free ass friendships, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want to be around motherfuckers who have trades that are valuable, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I got shit that's valuable to offer, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like, so, you know, with women, like, I kind of, like, took my time. Like, I would go periods of time without dealing with a woman because I felt like what the world provides today, the whole idea of a modern woman, to me, it's not worth it to be just kind of like just, you know, sleeping around and all it is, especially if you're married, right? Because, you know, a lot of niggas married that be cheating, you feel me? But, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. So a lot of times if I saw a pretty woman or if I saw someone that I was interested in, I wouldn't necessarily go right out off the rip, right? Because you got to remember, at the end of the day, you don't know these women. I mean, I know it's more socially acceptable for a man to approach a woman, which I do. I've did it before and I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it really, you know what I'm saying? I have to really read you and before I go and just jump up. Some niggas, a lot of niggas will just go and talk to a bitch because she looks good, because she's aesthetically pleasing. But I've seen women that look good with badass attitudes. Seen women you go and talk to, come to find out they got 3 or 4 kids. And I'm not knocking anybody's situation. I'm just saying you don't know what you're dealing with, right? And that's how I carry my mindset. So, you know, so there's this thing. I hope I'm not all over the place. There's this thing that I have with me where I like to play the student, right? So a lot of the times I'll ask obvious questions, you know, just to see how people think or where people's heads are at. And because of this, I also learned that you can never be too much of a student. You ask questions for shit you feel like you need to know, not what you already know, right? So, you know, I'm at this pop-up shop shit, right? And, you know how niggas talk. Niggas be talking about women, talking about how, you know, how they like illest nigga. Like I said, this ego shit, bro. Like, oh, I had this in my day. I was doing this in my day. I had this amount of bitches. Like, I'm just this play ass, pimp ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening, right? Cause you know, they was talking about how they basically was the illest nigga in the room. Like, oh, when I walk in, you know, niggas talk bullshit that don't even be true, right? So, you know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm like, I don't believe that you can be the illest nigga in the room Like, that's just impossible to me. I feel like you can be the best version of yourself. You can be the best you, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so let's say we talking about this aspect for women. You the illest nigga in the room. All the bitches gonna look at you like you the top nigga, right? What's a nigga like me, skinny built? If I feel like I'm the illest nigga in the room, what's that to a bitch that like a nigga with muscles? You know what I'm saying? What's that to a bitch that don't even like black dudes? You know what I'm saying? What's that to a bitch that like a heavy set nigga? Like, everyone's different, right? So I've never really tried to be the number one nigga in the room. I just try to be the best me, like, because my personality is gonna be different from everybody's. So if my shit shines the hardest, like my personality shine the most, and so be it. But to say that I'm the best nigga in the room, like I say, ego trip. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's ego driven. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's always gonna be a nigga that's richer than you. There's always gonna be a nigga better in the skill set than you, and all of that. But why be in competition? You feel what I'm saying? Why not just improve who you are, be the best you, and then go into the world? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I guess I think very differently, right? So, you know, I asked this dude, right? So it's a few of us out there. I asked this dude, I'm like, he's an older dude. I want to say he like 40s, 50s. So, you know, a lot of these guys, they try to talk about, oh, back in my heyday type shit. So he was basically, yeah, like I said, he was popping this shit like, oh yeah, I had all the bitches wanted me, this and that. You know, I dressed the best and all of this. And I'm just like, man, this nigga. But I asked anyway. I was like, all right, well, because I'm telling him essentially how I feel. Like, I'm just like, well, you know, I don't think that I could be the hottest nigga in the room. So niggas immediately, so this the one nigga, right, that told me that I was mentally unstable, he cuts me off and he's like, yo, I'm not even gonna let you finish because you insecure. And I'm like, how the fuck am I insecure? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes me insecure? Because I don't jump up and talk to women as much as I should, because I understand that there's a reality of the life that we're living. Like, what makes me insecure? And then again, I was, you know, back to him saying I was mentally unstable. Like, you know, how am I going to, you know, like, so back to when I was saying with the mentally, I froze because I'm like, I don't talk much. So back when I was saying he said I was mentally unstable, it was like, yo, you're judging me because I don't move like you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like essentially, like, when you're around people who are going to judge you like that, and they're going to be giving you these insults or whatever, and they're not necessarily even supportive of you, you're going to feel that. And, you know, because I disagreed with him on being the hottest nigga in the room, that made me insecure, because I don't jump up and talk to multiple women, and because I don't run down on everything I see, essentially I'm insecure. So it was just kind of mind-boggling to me. And I wish I would go deeper into the story, but I don't want to really have to use names and, you know, shit like that. But essentially, these are the conversations that I was having with people, you know, of crowds that I was surrounding myself with. That's the overall point of what I'm saying. Like, when you're around people that make these comments and make these insults about you, you're around the wrong people, because real motherfuckers that know you aren't gonna just be saying shit to try to knock you down based off of an ego. Like, and the truth of it is that I'm not insecure at all. I know I look good, but at the same time, I know that, you know what I'm saying, not everyone's gonna like me. You feel me? Not everyone's gonna accept me. Not everyone's gonna be pleased by my aesthetic or what I got going on. Like, it's just impossible. You get what I'm saying? And when I came out here, it was like, all I could think about was what people were saying about me. And like, I'm fighting the idea of it not being true. And then as time went on, and I stopped seeing these people's faces, I stopped being on social media where everyone wants to be rich looking and be like the biggest boss. It was like, you realize a lot of that shit don't even matter. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of what people be saying don't even matter, because a lot of these motherfuckers don't even support you. A lot of these people don't even be on your side. They just be insulting you, either because they hating, or, you know what I'm saying, it's like they just designed to tear you down. And I feel like a lot of them niggas I was surrounding myself with, they like almost prey on weak people. You know, when they're in their weak, they kick you while you're down and shit like that. And you know, that's essentially what I'm getting at. You feel me? Not necessarily the stories behind what was said to me, but the fact that it was like the comments, you know, going home and holding on to what people say to me and trying to figure out how and why people would say shit like that to me. And it's just crazy. Like, when you're around the wrong crowds, it can just heighten your mental struggle. You feel what I'm saying? And like, you know, for years, I feel like I've been in this situation where I'm trying to build who I am, build my character, learn more about me. You know what I'm saying? To have a better future, have a better tomorrow and shit. And shit was crazy, yo. Like, you know, again, I don't want to really put out too many details because I don't want to get nobody in trouble and shit. But like, I just feel like it's just crazy when I go back and I think about the shit that people done to me and the shit that people would say to me. And it's just mind-boggling because me per se, right? If I was going to try to help somebody, I would talk to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my friends or whatever, like, I would support them. I would try to be there for them. I wouldn't be saying some left field shit like that all for laughs and giggles or to just boost my own ego. Because the truth about it is, right, when I look at it, the dude that's been calling me mentally unstable and saying I was insecure, and essentially I'm almost 90% sure he was saying this shit behind my back, right? This nigga grew up the same as me. You feel me? He had both his parents, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to be in the hood. He didn't have to gangbang. He didn't, all this shit that he's doing is voluntary. He didn't have to do any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And the truth of it is that like he's married. So it's like, why are you even in the mindset of running down on 10, 20 bitches? Like, why even be married? You feel what I'm saying? And to me, it was just like, this is the nigga who's calling me out on shit, saying I'm insecure and saying I'm mentally unstable and this and that. And again, I know it sounds like I'm trying to drive in on the whole core of this episode, not necessarily this person, but like, you know, it's just like, when you really look at niggas, even women, when you look at these people and you get an idea of who they are and why you feel like if you're in a situation where someone's saying left field shit to you or just not kicking you while you're down, or you just feel like their energy doesn't match yours, you got to look at these people, yo, because a lot of motherfuckers will hide their insecurities behind their ego, you know. And when I really stepped back and looked at this nigga, yo, I'm just like, this nigga ain't doing nothing that I ain't doing. You feel me? If anything, he's in a worse predicament. You know what I'm saying? Baby mamas and shit like that. Like, this nigga's fucked up beyond me. Like, I ain't got no kids. I ain't married. And I don't need to be around a bunch of hoes to feel like I'm the man. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, it's typically people like me that get kicked down. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't have I don't know what it is with society today. It seems like people like it seems like women like motherfuckers who are fucked up. Like, I was actually watching this video, right? It was this video, and this bitch was busted. But even then, like, just the fact that she said it, right? She said that a nigga with a job is a turnoff. A nigga who's doing right is a turnoff. And this is the world that we live in. So for me to not want to run down on 10, 20 bitches is deemed as insecure. You know what I'm saying? It's deemed as unattractive. Like, why do I not have baby mamas? Why do I not have women who are fighting over me? You feel what I'm saying? So essentially, I have no value in the dating marketplace, and niggas will look at me essentially like I'm a cornball. You get what I'm saying? And that shit is just crazy to me, yo. And these are the type of niggas that I was surrounding myself with. See, I'm back on track now. You feel what I'm saying? I thought I was talking. I think sometimes when I talk, I get too lost into what I'm saying. I kind of go off track. This is what happens when you don't talk. When you talk and people say you talk too much, so you don't talk. Again, I ain't no victim with nothing. I'm just here trying to talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, like, it's just, I feel like, you know, when you around the wrong crowds, bro, you're not gonna grow as a person. Like, I feel like everybody should take that initiative and do their own fucking thing. You know, have a couple of friends and this and that. Like, don't be the nigga to have 10, 20 bitches just to prove to yourself that you can get bitches, my nigga. I can get bitches, bro. Like, That was without a doubt. I look good. I dress good. You feel me? I got whips. You know what I'm saying? I got bread. I ain't rich, but I got enough bread to carry my own ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, and I'm growing. Like I said, I run a business now. I'm building a business. Like, fuck what people think is better or worse. You get what I'm saying? I do me for me. And I feel like everyone should do them for themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's just crazy. Like, a lot of the shit that was said to me, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I can't believe that I was in a position for that shit to even be said to me, yo. Like, that shit is bugged the fuck out. Bugged the fuck out. Shit, I need more coffee, yo. But yeah, man. You know, and I really, so now it's like, now that I really got a business, like a whole LLC and shit, like, you know, I really feel like I just want business relationships. Like, I don't really want to be just dealing with motherfuckers for free. I'm not saying you gotta pay to be around me and shit like that, but if niggas got enough time to tear the next man down, bro, I don't want to even be fucking around with you for real. And if, you know, if a nigga just got nothing but time to fuck with bitches, but not really build himself up, you know, if a nigga gonna be married and still be around a whole bunch of bitches, like, these are the type of niggas that I don't want to be around. You feel? Hold on, let me see. Let me see, the battery's still going. Oh yeah, we lit. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really watch who you be around. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these motherfuckers be happy just because they can't be you. Like, I feel like for me to be where I'm at right now, right? I want to say that it's a lot better than, you know what I'm saying, where a lot of niggas is at, where a lot of niggas got to start. If we talking starting points, I feel like I'm at the best starting point possible, right? No kids, no wife, no girl. And I mean, for me, it's like, I don't think that having a wife is necessarily bad, but I feel like in today's world, being married is just a big ass risk, my nigga. Like, it's just risky as fuck, because it's like, yo, you literally can lose everything because a bitch would leave you because she's bored. That's the thing that, you know what I'm saying, that fucks with me. That's why I say, like, if you building a business or you really trying to get your bread right and you married, you can be happy, but at the same time, you still can be on the cutting block. You feel what I'm saying? Just in case something happened, because a lot of the times the women gonna take what you got. It's not really the other way around. And you know what I'm saying? Just the stress of a relationship. Like, I ain't got none of that. No kids. I got like 5 cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm building an RV that's still in Virginia. Like, I'm gonna go back to Virginia and get that shit right. But, like, you know what I'm saying? I got money in my pocket to build with. Like, I feel like for me to be at this starting point, a lot of niggas wish they could. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a do-it-yourself type of nigga. So, like, a lot of the stuff that I've learned over time, mixing music, you know, editing videos and shit like that, I can do on my own. Maybe it's not production or studio level yet, but there's niggas that don't know how to do it at all. And it's easy, whether it's easy or not, it's like, I'm at a good starting point. So, you know, if you know what I'm saying, just reflect on yourself. Like, you really gotta reflect, man. And I feel like a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that because they got so many roadblocks, so many walls in front of them, so many hurdles they gotta jump over. You know what I'm saying? And it's shit crazy, yo. And I literally let the comments of a lot of motherfuckers, just ignorant shit, like, just ignorant shit, bro. Shit that really, like, if I looking back on it, like, there was no point even saying half this shit to me. Like, a lot of this shit was said just for the fun of these motherfuckers, you know? That shit wild, man. Like, I mean, you know, I just self-reflect, man. You know, I'm happy that all of this shit happened, though, because now when I go back to Virginia, it's with a different mindset. Even now, I got a different mindset. I'm not going to just be around motherfuckers, be in people's faces. And there's people that are like that, too. That'll just be in everybody's faces for no reason. It's like, yo, no, I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Like, I'm doing my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas will really hate on you. Some motherfuckers will prey on you, yo. Crazy. Like you a gazelle in Africa. and you with your family drinking water in a watering hole. And it's just a pack of wild dogs, goddamn it, just waiting, just smelling you out, just ready to say some bullshit, ready to start hating on you. You know what I'm saying? Ready to kill your ass, and you won't even see that shit coming, for real. You won't even see that shit coming. Don't be the gazelle. You feel what I'm saying? Don't even. Yeah, don't be the gazelle, my nigga. Don't do that shit. Facts, yo. So I mean, I'm chilling. You feel me? I just, like I said, I'm gonna try to get my shit off. I'm gonna keep making these episodes until I feel like I made a list of stuff, right? I made a whole list of episodes of things that I feel like I want to talk about, so people can understand me, people can understand the dynamic of who I am and why I have this business. Because essentially, me even making these videos is all based off of my car business, right? Trying to build cars and resell them, and restoring vehicles, getting my hands on cars I never thought that I would, that type of stuff. So, I think that my story could really inspire a lot of people, or not, maybe not even a lot, maybe just the people who want to do what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Or the people who feel like, life is just tough because of who they surrounded. Because I was always at a point, I'm just like, I always felt like a victim. I'm just like, why is life happening the way it's happening? I don't understand. Somebody help me. No, you don't understand I got going on. Nobody ever understood. And I'm just like, yo, why not just get my shit off on my own? Like, fuck someone trying to understand me. Why not just go out and do the shit myself? And essentially, when I got off social media, that's what I started doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I 100% recommend everyone takes a social media break. You feel what I'm saying? For a fact. Maybe not necessarily as long as I did, but even like a month. Like, you know what I'm saying? 3 weeks at the, if you really like that thirsty for social media. Because a lot of people live their life on social media, be providing you lies. Like, even women, half the women that be on social media don't even look as good as they do in their pictures, my nigga. Trust me. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of niggas don't be as rich as they look in their pictures. You know what I'm saying? It's all to show you that their life is popping. But the truth of it is, a lot of these motherfuckers have all types of issues. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't perfect either. But see, the difference with me is that I'm not going to go and tear the next nigga down about what he or she is going through. You feel what I'm saying? You ask for my opinion or my help, then I'm going to give you my opinion and help. But I'm also not going to be condescending like I'm better than you. Shit crazy, man. That shit is wild. Like, yeah, like, like I said, at the same time, and I lost essentially one of my best friends to a lot of that shit because, see, I was cool at, like, he's the reason that I went down to Virginia. He's the reason that I got a place to live and shit like that. He was the reason. So it was like, he always was hanging out with them. They would always pop up at his crib. They would always be around and shit like that. And like, essentially, if I wanted to hang out with this nigga, I had to be around these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying like they bad people, but they condescending. It's ego driven. Their whole group of friends is ego driven. And, I experienced a lot of like, what's the word? Like, you ever just been going through some shit and a nigga do some shit to you, you just like, damn, bro. Like, you not even hurt, but you just like, damn, my nigga. Like, you looking at yourself like, wow, how the fuck did I get myself here? Like, cause you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was a lot of the shit that I dealt with, motherfuckers. And I wish I could use names, but honestly, it's like, I don't want to give people the spotlight or the assumption that, I'm still on this stuff. Like, it's just me getting my shit off to prove my point. But like, I really looked at a lot of these motherfuckers. I'm just like, why be like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why even act like that, man? Like, why even choose these actions? You feel what I'm saying? And I had a couple of friends in that group that I would try to hit up, and niggas won't even really fucking with me for real. So it was just like, I dealt with a lot just trying to hang out with my one friend. You feel what I'm saying? And, I guess, me and him don't really speak. It's like, I don't got to be around that. And honestly, like, I wouldn't go back. You feel me? I wouldn't even go back because I know, You know, it's one of them things where it's like you just gotta let your past friendships go. Like, you know, be positive, don't harbor no hate, and just move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, but the truth of it is that I don't want to be around people who are designed to just tear each other down, talk shit about each other behind their backs and shit like that, man. I don't want to be around that shit. I feel like I got much more value than that I got to be worrying about the next nigga and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, yo. But, you know, fuck it, though. You know, we here. Like I said, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I feel like I'm at a great starting point compared to a lot of people. And, you know, that's the beauty of it. Like I said, self-reflection. That's all it really is just self-reflection, man.
Cause the bread important. I go hard cause the bread important. I go hard.